right out. So, you know, definitely look into that as well. So that's the single stage snow blowers. Again, I don't want to say that if you have something that's not Toro, it's not good or you can't make a profit off it. Obviously you can, and I've sold plenty of non-Toro Power Clear snow blowers, but just from buying and selling them and knowing what people want and kind of seeing what works, along with me personally owning this one, they just work great. I think they're a really solid choice. There's so many parts, and there's quite a number of machines available on the used marketplace, regardless of what you're looking for. It helps that Toro is sold through Home Depot along through independent dealers, so you can get someone always moving to get rid of it or just don't want to deal with it anymore. So that's a single stage snow blowers. Toro's the only one, like I said, I'd go with. I'm going to jump over now to the other side, or a little bit further down here. We got the 2-stage machines, okay? Some of these are ones that I've serviced. Quite a few of them are ones that I'm going to be selling in the next couple months. So to start us off with 2-stage, Ariens is the first one of 3 companies that I like. These just sell incredibly well. I don't know what it is about the bright orange that sells. They're really nice machines. When working on these, like I said, for a number of years, the company Ariens just really knows what they're doing. They kind of stick with, don't mess with success mind frame. They all work very well. What I like about Ariens is, as you can see, even though these are different years, they have, a little bit of a range with the width. It's nice that you can get a nice compact 22-inch. This one back here is only a 20. So again, if you want a 2-stage but you don't want a ginormous machine, definitely a way to go. Just a couple things similar to Toro. What happened with the 2-cycle engines in 2010? Tecumseh is a big engine company that just doesn't make engines anymore. This particular one has a Tecumseh engine. I could tell very easily by the way the muffler looks and the gas tank. I'm not saying anything good or bad about Tecumseh engines, especially the Snow King ones. I don't think they're terrible. I don't think they're the worst engine. But if you're looking to buy one, regardless of what category you fit into out of the 3 I've discussed earlier, just know if you're looking used and you see one with its Tecumseh engine, it's going to be at least from 2009, 2010. That's when they stopped rolling them out. So have that in your head that it's an older machine. Then, regardless of if it looks brand new, it's still a 15-year-old machine, whatever it is. So that's something good to keep in mind if you're looking used. After Tecumseh stopped producing engines like this, Ariens kind of moved over, similar to Toro, to their own kind of branded name. This is a Chinese Honda GX clone. You could usually tell by the cc's, 208 cc's. All right, that's a clone, and I do believe Ariens kind of tested these clones out on their off-brand. They ran them for a short period, not a short period of time, but for a period of time. They called them Snowtech, and it was Snowtech by Ariens. It had a black body as opposed to the orange body, and they used this engine primarily. They did not use the Tecumseh or the Briggs & Stratton engine. And those aren't really bad machines either, to be honest with you. If you could find it and get one for pretty cheap, I would say that's great. So that's kind of the Honda clone, the Chinese company one. This one's a little bit older. This is probably the newest one I have here, and again, it's the same exact thing. It's a 208 cc's. They might have dolled it up a little nicer. They put that nice gross torque rating on it. As you can see, they got the Ariens A stamped on the valve cover. So it's a nice looking engine, but it's still a Chinese Honda clone. But what I really like about Ariens is, aside the fact that they sell very well, they work very well. They got some really nice, cool features. Here you can see the way they integrated a shear pin holder. They got really nice serrated auger blades. pretty nice gear cases. It's just a well-designed machine. You know, and again, it's timeless. Here's another Ariens. This is another engine that I don't really see them use too much anymore. This is the Briggs & Stratton. That's a Polar Force, okay? It's been a really good engine. I've seen them used quite often. I know people who have them. This particular engine, whether it's on an Ariens or a Toro, and they work well. They're easy to service. You can get parts relatively easy for them. So, you know, I like Ariens. I think they're good machines. I would definitely go in that direction. All right. Another thing that I want to show you, in addition to the Ariens, is we have the Toro. All right, Toro is the only company that I'm going to say I would recommend if you're buying, selling, or flipping, you know, on the two-stage platform as well. This is the Power Max. What they did was they designed their auger to be a little bit wider as opposed to the standard that you can see that Ariens and a lot of other companies use as well. All right, so that kind of helps to throw some of the more slushier snow. All right, so this is the Toro. Really nice machine. They really thought well about them. They have the quick stick. It works very well, similar to the zip shoot on the single stage. All right, this one just happens to have a lot of bells and whistles. It's got the way you could disengage with the power steering. It's got the hand warmers. Again, this is a really nice engine, but it is a you know, it's an off-brand. It's a Toro premium engine, which basically means it's an engine that's spec'd out by Toro and put together in China. Not saying anything bad about that. I'm just telling you what it is. This is not necessarily an American engine. It's not a Briggs for sure. All right, so really nice machine. It's got the light. It's got the nice wide tires. These, if you could find them, I think they always sell very well from me. Most of the time when I get these, I find the older ones, and what that means is they have the 8-horse Tecum Snow King on it. I'll take a pause just for this airplane to pass. So like I said, most of the time I find these a little bit older style. You know, you can get them with the Tecum's engine on it, and a lot of times I picked them up because they weren't able to work. Simple switching out the carburetor, and you know, off they go for a profitable flip, or if you just want a nice machine. One thing I didn't mention on the other ones, just something if you're looking to buy or sell, or whatever the case may be, you always kind of want to check the wear on your scraper bar down here. That'll kind of determine the service of it, along with how hard it had been run. So these are all really nice shape, so I know they really haven't been used too often. So that's Toro, definitely a great choice. My last choice would be Honda. Honda makes some amazing machines. Been always a really big Honda fan. They always kind of innovate and push the envelope when it comes to making things more efficient, better.